Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Evan and welcome back to my channel for yet another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to extract files from modern Call of Duty games such as Call of Duty Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2019, etc. You know, anything you want really, because previously we had Greyhound, which allowed us to extract files from older Call of Duty games like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, you know, older titles that didn't have the Ricochet anti-cheat. But now, with the help of an additional application called Cordycep, which recently became free to use for the public, but it's by the same creators of Greyhound. They had a paywall on it for a little while. Now it is free. Free 99 for anyone who wants to extract files from newer games that have an anti-cheat. And I'm going to show you how to download Cordycep, how it works, how we can run it in tandem with Greyhound in order to get any asset that we want from the newer Call of Duty games. Please stay tuned if you're at all interested in that. Alrighty, let's take it from the top. So first thing we need to do is, obviously, we need to download Cordycep. So just go to the link in the description. It'll be clearly labeled. We're going to go to the releases, go to latest, download the zip file. This will contain the exe and everything. And if it blocks the download, you can just download it anyway. I find that my Google Chrome false flags a lot of different files as suspicious, but I've ran this through VirusTotal already, and there's no suspicious files whatsoever, and I've been running it with absolutely no issues. So disregard that. Now that we've downloaded it, we can just open up our file explorer, go to downloads, and you'll find the zip file right here. Now, what we're gonna do next is I'm going to open up a second tab in my file explorer, and I'm going to navigate. Personally, I'm going to be doing this on an external SSD that I have, but you can do this anywhere on your computer that you'd prefer. And I'm going to create a new folder where we're going to be handling all the extraction applications. So we'll just call it something random, and we're just going to drag and drop the Cordycep zip in here and then extract it. And you'll see now we have an exe and various other folders. And before we can run Cordycep properly, we're going to have to go to the data folder and go to deps, and which I believe stands for dependencies. And we're going to, this will be another link in the description. This is Cyclia, I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but either way, go to the link in the description, go to the releases, same as Cordycep, and we're going to download, in this case, it's a RAR file. And there we go. Now let's go back to where we had the dependencies folder. If we just go back, we can see here's where we exported Cordycep, and then data, and then dependencies, deps, and then we're just going to drag the RAR that we just downloaded into there for Silica, and then extract it. And then once this is done, we shouldn't have to mess with anything in here. Alright, now that we have everything all set for Cordycep, the next part is to create a dump of the files in the Call of Duty game that we're trying to extract from. So the way that this was going to work is we're going to open up Cordycep, and then we're going to type in, wait, before you do this, you'll have to do a couple things, okay? First off, you need to have the Call of Duty game not running in the background, but you will have had to have already ran it. So boot up the game, make sure it's updated. Get to the main menu. If you have to restart it, like, oh yeah, it's like an update was needed or a playlist thing, please restart your Call of Duty. Make sure you restart it and then go back in. Just get to the main menu. That's all you really need to do. And then once you do that, close out of the game. You shouldn't need to boot up the game at all after that. Next up, after you've had the game downloaded, you've ran it, and it's all set, what we're going to need to do is go down to our file location of our Call of Duty game. So in my case, I know that the Call of Duty download is located in my E drive under the BattleNet folder, and then you click on Call of Duty, and then you'll see your Call of Duty launcher.exe, but this isn't the one that we want, not in this stage. You're going to see a folder labeled Retail. That's where you're going to go, and then scroll down and find the exe in here. This is the one that we need. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to shift right click this and then copy as path. Now what that's going to do is it's going to copy the file path of the exe. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the command prompt of Cordycep, and we are going to, before we do anything, and this is extremely important, please, everything before this, everything past this, you're fine. But when you dump the game, make sure you're disconnected from the internet. Because this is the part where Call of Duty is going to be like, oh my god, they're manipulating files, and you might get banned. So I'm going to do that right now. And you can see my Wi-Fi went away because I unplugged my Ethernet cable. Now I'm going to type in the command dump. Oh, whoops, I have to actually click on the prompt again. Dump, and then we're just going to Control V the Call of Duty Retail EXE location. Enter. And then it'll dump it. It might take a moment, but looking good. All right, now that the dump went through, we can go ahead and turn our internet back on. And that's the only stage in the process where you have to do that. From here on out, like when we're extracting files and whatnot, you don't have to unplug the internet or turn it off or whatever. It should be all set, no problemo, almost zero risk of getting banned. Like me and some of my friends do this all the time, and none of us have caught the ban hammer yet. So it's just when making a dump. But now that we've dumped the game, we have access to all the files, and we just need to type in a couple commands. So what we're going to do is, and if at any point you get confused or whatever, you can just type in help, and then it's going to give you a list of commands, all sorts of information that's very useful. And one thing is right here is a quick start guide. And basically that's at the part where we're going to be following that. So now we're at a part where we just need to enter a command. It's a pretty long string, but after that, we should be able to rip assets. So what we're going to do is set handler and make sure you don't make any typos. This is Evan from the future. I'm actually about to make a couple typos, but I think that it's helpful for troubleshooting and figuring things out if you're actually having issues, so I'm going to leave it in the video. But yeah, the first couple times I'm going to mess up a little bit here. So if you're having issues, just triple check for typos. Set handler. In this case, I'm ripping assets from Modern Warfare 2023 Warzone. So it's actually just Modern Warfare 3, which in this you can see is MW6. So what we're gonna do is type in MW6, and then what we'll have to do is we need to copy the folder location of the game. So in this case, that's see where we had the COD launcher exe, we'll see that it's under my game drive E, Battle.net Call of Duty, and instead of like shift right clicking the exe, what we're going to do is go up to this bar and then Control C. So go to where you see the retail folder, the data folder, the launcher exe, and then just copy the folder location, not the exe location, and then paste that into Cordycep. But make sure that you have quotation marks around it. So if it didn't paste with quotation marks, just go ahead and add them in using arrow keys. And then make sure that there's no spaces between the quotations and the folder path, and then go back to the end. Easy peasy. And then we have to set the local prefix. So set locale prefix. And make sure you don't hit enter. This is all just one long command. So set local prefix, quotation marks. In this case, we're doing English. So ENG underscore, and then end quotations, and then load common files. All one word. Let's hit enter. Oh, it didn't work. 1 second. What did I do? Unknown command provided. See, look at that. I was just saying how you have to get it exactly right and type in the exact command. And look at that. I made a mistake. So I forgot the init command, which is initialize. So let's just restart from the top. We're going to do set handler MW6, and then init for initialize, and then space, and then quotation mark, pasting the folder path, end quotation mark, space, set local prefix, and quotation mark, ENG underscore, end quotation, load common files. Please work. Oh, I made another typo. It's spelled weird, but set local prefix is actually SET set locale, LOCALE, and then prefix. So we're just going to take it from the top, set handler, MW6, init for initialize, and then quotation mark, paste the folder location, end quotation mark, and then set locale with an E at the end of locale, prefix, quotation, ENG underscore end quotation, load common files, no spaces. There we go. You just have to make sure you don't get any of that wrong. But once you start seeing green loaded, boom, it's loading the assets. And this isn't going to load everything off rip. It's just going to load the common files. So if you're looking to extract character models, what I would do here is load WC space star, and then basically the code name for that is going to be found in the file that you're looking for. So if in Modern Warfare 2023, Warzone, character models are split into two parts, heads and bodies. So I would make sure all of those files are loaded. So star body, end star, and then enter. That's going to load all of the body models. Might take a second. There's quite a few characters in the game, and then we'll just do the same thing for character heads. So load WC space star head, and then that's gonna load up all the head models. And then for weapons, it's WM, I'm pretty sure. If you wanted to load all the multiplayer files, you could just do MP, weapons, WM. And if you're feeling extra spicy, and if your computer has the RAM for it, you can just do load WC star star, which will load every file that it is able to load, which is everything in the game. And you'll see that that's going to take a hot minute. Alright, is it done yet? Looks like it is. So, now that everything's all loaded that we want to extract, but you're not going to extract all the models unless you're crazy. And this also loads up the animations, images, textures, sound files. It'll load up everything. But now what we have to do, we can't extract the models directly using just Cordycep. What we're going to have to do is download a Greyhound if you don't already have it. My other tutorial followed the steps on how to do that, but if you missed that, just go ahead and go to Greyhound. It'll be linked in the description. Releases, go to the latest release, and then download the release zip. And then we're just going to put that, I like to go to, let's go to Cordycep. We're going to make a new folder and then call this GH for Greyhound. GH, easy peasy. We're going to go in there and then open up our downloads in a separate file explorer, and then just drag Greyhound in and then extract it. And now what we can do is we can just run Greyhound exe with Cordycep still running in the background, and then just press load game. And just like that, you have all the files you could possibly want. And if you go to your settings, you'll see that what you load depends on your settings. Right now I have models and animations loaded up, but if you wanted images or sound files or materials or whatever, you would just uncheck the things you don't want and check the things that you do. You can sort assets by either name or details. If you're really getting into the nitty-gritty, sometimes changing to details will help you find files that you're having a hard time finding, but I like to keep everything in alphabetical order for the most part under model settings. I don't like to use global images folder. I used to, but now I've switched over to turning this off, and I leave export all available LODs unchecked. We want to export images with models, make sure that is checked. Export image names checked. You can also vertex colors if you'd like. Images, no, previously, yeah, and skip previously exported models unless you have a reason for unchecking that. I like to uncheck Maya, check C model since I use Blender. If you use Maya, obviously leave that checked. And then under animation settings, everything here should be fine. Leave it on CAnim. Images, this is all fine. Sounds, okay, everything's good. So now we can close out of the settings and then reload the game if you changed anything. And now here we can just search for the files that we want. And if you want characters, which is what I like to focus on for the tutorials, because I imagine that's what the broad appeal is. Like, most people want the cool character skins. So all we have to do is search body, And then you'll see all of the character bodies and stuff that we have. Actually, it's loading in animations. I'd prefer not have animations right now. So I'm gonna go in here, uncheck anims, and then reload the game. And because I'm not looking for animations, I'm looking for character models, and just retype body. Specifically, body underscore MP is what you're gonna be looking for. Body MP. Body underscore other things can be actually like gun parts and stuff, but we're looking for characters. So body underscore MP is, you can see actually a lot of the characters are named by name, which is like Harangi, Hutch, and you can just pick and choose what you want. So if we wanted, I know that Homelander's code name is HL, so we can just search HL into the search bar. HL, and we can find Homelander right in here under head. Okay, so we're just gonna try MP underscore HL, and then we have all the Homelander files. We have his body, head, and his LOD1 basically just means the super low detail one, I'm pretty sure. So just, I wouldn't bother with it most of the time. So what we would do is extract the body and the head. So export selected. And then say that we wanted a specific character skin. Let's go back into body underscore MP. If we don't know what we're looking at, say we wanted a Callisto skin, but we don't know exactly which one. Like, I'm thinking of there's like a Plague Doctor skin that Callisto has. So what I would do if I was looking for that is type in Callisto. We have all of our skins here, but we don't know which one is the Plague Doctor one. So what we can do is just extract all of these. So export selected. It's pretty easy. Just click the top one and then shift click the bottom one and then export selected. It'll take a moment. And then we're going to, like there's one more thing that we have to download to make things easier on ourselves. And that is, while that's exporting, I recommend downloading C Model Viewer. So if we go to the latest build, download the zip, and then bring it in the same area, we can just, we can see it was blocked, download suspicious file anyway, and then go back into the Greyhound folder, and create a new folder in here, and call it C Model V, and then click on it, and then we can just drag that download into there. And extract it. And we can just boot it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Greyhound exe, find the exported files folder, and it'll have all the files that we exported, obviously. And then you'll see that we have all these folders that have all these files and stuff in them. And just to preview them, we can just drag the models folder into the C Model Viewer. And you'll get this little pop-up. Just press no and it'll load all of them. And then what we can do is we can uncheck load textures, because why not? It just makes it easier in my opinion. And we can just preview all the models that we have downloaded. So we can see that's the Homelander model. And if we go down, that's his head. You know, we can see Anthony Starr staring into our souls. And then we can keep going down. These are all the Callisto skins that we downloaded. So if we want to find a certain one, just go ahead and just scroll through these. So I'll put up on screen what I was talking about, and boom, that's it. You can just see the skin, see what it looks like. And yeah, that's obviously the one that we're looking for. So what I would do, and also this is why I have load textures turned off. It just kind of looks weird and see-through a lot of the times. But now we know the file name. It's body MP Callisto. It's 6_1. So let's go back into Greyhound, and then we can try 6_1. Okay, so MP underscore Callisto underscore 6_1. Oh, I forgot the IW9. And there we go. We can see the body and the head. So we can just export the head. And now that we have all the files that we want, if you wanted animations and stuff, I like to just export those in bulk, but you would just uncheck models, check animations, load game, and you can find all sorts of fun stuff in here. I like to just export in bulk, honestly, and then sift through them later on. But yeah, this is where you find the animations and stuff. I'll have a separate video explaining how to use those and what have you. And if you're importing these files into Blender, you'll need these two add-ons. You'll need the C model, which I've gone over in my Greyhound tutorial. You'll need this, so just go ahead and download the code and the zip. And then same thing with the anim, but this one just has a release tab that you can go to, and then download the zip, and then import those as add-ons into Blender. And then if we go to Blender, we can just go to File, Import, and then C Model, and then go to our drive. Oh, I thought my camera died for a second there. But yeah, let's just go to our drive, our new extraction thing. We can go into Greyhound, exported files, Modern Warfare 6, models, and we can see the Callisto stuff here. And we can just do 6_1, and then that's the one that we found earlier. We can import the body right there. And then obviously it's going to be too large, so just scale it down. S.02 is what I like to do. Make sure you do everything consistently so that all the models have the same size. So scale them down by the same increment. File, import, C model, and then we're going to go up and then back to search 6_1. This time we're going to import her head, which is very important. Scale that. And then since it's disconnected, we can just go to pose mode while clicking on the head skeleton, go down here, and we're looking for a joint called spine 4. So yeah, J spine 4 right there. And if we have that clicked and we press G to move the head, it's going to move the whole thing. And then we're going to go down here to bone constraints, add bone constraint, copy transforms, and we're going to set the target to the larger skeleton, so the body, and we're going to set the bone to spine 4. And then just like magic, it's going to perfectly align the head to the body so that it's basically moving as one and the same. You'll have to import animations onto the body and the head separately, so just apply the same animation. So if you found like an idle animation for character menu thing, you would just apply it to the body and then do the same thing, re-import it while you have the head skeleton imported, selected. But I'm going to leave that to a separate tutorial along with how to texture this. So that's 2 more tutorials on the way very soon. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be, and adios.